Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look again on the Bitcoin market. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, but today we have just a few things that we could discuss. So overall price action stands in a tight range, and mostly we could say that nothing is going on right now, especially in comparison with this outstanding performance that we saw just a few weeks ago. Well, on the monthly chart, mostly everything stands the same. Last time we discussed in details why we consider the 20, even 24 area, this range, as critical for Bitcoin performance in the long term, because by our view, this is a kind of the border, the barrier between the bullish sentiment and in general positive perspective for the Bitcoin market, and drop below it, it could suggest that some really bad things has happened globally. So it will be not some technical or background or reasons for that, or some retracement or something of that sort. This could happen. Bitcoin could drop below the 2000 even and return back in the previous trading range only if something really the crash of the structure of the Bitcoin product will happen. So currently we do not consider it because our recent fundamental research suggests that in general, despite the scale, the value of the drop on the market, the investors were not hurt too much with this. And those who have invested the big money in Bitcoin mostly stands in acceptable conditions, and they are watching currently for possible recovery of the market. And we think the same. At the same time, due to some reasons that we also have specified in the fundamental report, we suggest that recovery will not be just straightforward. It will be more gradual and slow. That's our view on the Bitcoin. Currently, on the long-term chart, that's the major level to keep an eye on. On the lower time frame, from the technical point of view, Bitcoin also, if we suggest that market still stands bullish, it also has no significant reasons to go significantly lower, because as you can see technically the major targets have been completed. This is 618 support around 30 even, and major XLP is already done, also around 30-31 area. So from the technical point of view, major targets have been completed. The market should show the significant recovery, so it has no big reasons to just keep dropping and taking out of these lows. As I said, only if overall sentiment hasn't changed drastically. So if market's still bullish, it should stay above this. If it will break this area and keep going lower, then it could tell us that market is not quite bullish. So at the same time, we are not exclude the chance that market could fluctuate around this target within the range of the maybe 6,000-8,000 around the 30 area, just because downside momentum also was rather strong and it still stands on the market. So market is not in habit yet with the new levels and the new conditions on the Bitcoin market, and that could lead to some fluctuations around the target. The major pattern that currently is forming here is a triangle on the fall time frame chart. So if you'll take a look at this, that's actually the rice-shaped market stands with it, and we already talked about it within the few times probably. So a couple of weeks we already talked about this pattern. The features of the triangle is, it actually keeps door open for both directions. If we will speak on the downside action, it might be the butterfly that we already discussed. In this case, market could hit the 26 area. So here on the daily chart, this extension that might be completed if we will get the butterfly here to the downside. At the same time, in a triangle, we also could suggest upward breakout and upward reversal, especially because the major monthly target has been reached. The price action here currently depends mostly on the technical issues. That's in the demand supply on the market in the short term, and with the structuring the short-term trading, how traders who were washed out from the market now will behave, when they take the position, where they will wait more. So this is more tactical. This is not involves the fundamental background of the market, but mostly depends on the activity of the traders and technical issues of the market functioning. So that's why we should not be surprised if we will get some drop to the 26 area. Maybe this will be potentially bullish reversal pattern. On the daily chart, another pattern that we are watching for is potential double repo, as we discussed here. So because market has created the low, close above the 3x3, close below, now we need to close above to get the double repo buy pattern, at least by letter, theoretically. At the same time, guys, currently, well, by the price behaving and how market behaves here, I wouldn't consider it as, well, it's pure pure double repo, just because double repo suggests different activity. It suggests the capitulation in our situation is a capitulation of the bears. So bears would like to push price for the lows, but failed, and market returned right back up. This is the action that demands by the double repo. But in the current situation, with the triangle fluctuations, well, we do not see any challenge from the bears of the previous lows. This is more attempt of the market to go inhabit with the current new levels, to this wide range in market stands right now. We talked about that. The market will spend more time in the current range trying to just show some accommodative performance around this area for the new levels, for a new reality of the market, and market needs time for that. What we could do in the current situation. So I do not see a lot of things that you could do if you have the bearish view and would like to take the short position currently. Well, it's difficult to foresee something. Maybe only if market were trying to break the A point, you could try maybe use the stop sell order, but it will be really tricky. As I said, it will be minor short-term, just grabbing of the stops, wash and rinse of the previous lows. So lots of activity of this sort could be on the market. And currently, when the market stands at the major targets that already have been hit, taking the new short positions currently, it will be really tricky. For taking the long position, you have few options. So you could wait and sit on the hands, wait for some more clear patterns that will be formed. For instance, appearing of the butterfly on the daily chart, if you will get it to the downside, that might be the not really bad pattern that you could wait. The different question is whether we will get it or not, because we could not get the butterfly. It's also possible. So second moment, you could try to take position inside the triangle in current consolidation, as we said, because current consolidation is a time for accumulation. But be aware of the possible drop, and you will have to place relatively tight stop, far standing stop below 126. This is more suitable for traders who trade on the long term and just buying the coins for holding for a considerable period of time. Well, alternatively, you could try to catch some pattern inside the triangle. For instance, something of that sort that we have on our chart. Here you can see minor hand shoulders forming, so potentially you could try and take the position, placing some tight stops or something of that sort. Because currently we do not have yet the absolutely clear confidence and evident that market turns up right from here. So it could spend some more time in this triangle, in this consolidation. Some different patterns might be formed. So this current situation is suitable for taking the position only for a long-term investment. So as we said, these levels as close to the 30 even as possible for accumulation of the coins. But currently we do not have yet the triggering bullish pattern that could point us the precise moment that market is really starting upward action. So that's why here the choice is up to you. So bearish traders, I think it would be better to not take any positions currently. For a long entry, it is possible, but it depends up to you. So depending on how you prefer to place stops, where you usually watching for patterns, or you take the position gradually accumulating some amount before reversal. So that's the things that you will have to think about.